Hi everyone, welcome to a special edition of Secrets of Silicon Valley with your host Bradley Naranch, Neo Alpha Romeo Alpha Neo Charlie Hotel. I'm recording this video outside of the Pulgas Water Temple in lovely San Mateo County. I just filled up my reusable Zieg aluminum bottle with delicious Hetch Hetchy water. We get most of our water here in this part of California from Yosemite, from Sierra Nevada snowmelt. And to do that, we built a dam, Hetch Hetchy Dam, that filled up and partially destroyed one of America's natural treasures, Hetch Hetchy Canyon. It was something that John Muir, the great American environmentalist, loved and fought against. And a lot of environmentalists in this country, myself included, genuinely believe that Hetch Hetchy Dam should be torn down so that Americans can enjoy the natural wonder of the Hetch Hetchy Canyon, just as John Muir and many of our founding environmentalists intended. So that is going to cause some serious issues regarding supply of water in not just California, but in other places. If the Hetch Hetchy Dam goes, California residents are going to need to conserve a lot of water. So one of the things that I'll be talking about on my We the People Listening tour as part of my presidential 2024 run is to be discussing practical solutions that people can save water and be taxed for overuse of water, particularly regarding landscaping. In California, we get a lot of water in the winter in good years, and then it's dry for much of the time. Rain capture technology, such as is used quite extensively in Australia and in some parts of this country, can be used to store water. There are also all kinds of other water-saving devices that are out there, but that a lot of Americans still don't use because they don't have the incentives or the time or the know-how to do so. So certainly one of the things that I would be interested in talking with people about is ways that they can actively save and conserve water so that we can, practically speaking, tear down Hetch Hetchy Dam and find alternative sources of water for this part of the country and for other parts of the country. I think that this issue is so important that I've taken time from my day to visit Hetch Hetchy and the Pulgas Water Temple and talk with you about it. I'm going to be posting this initially on Instagram as well as on TikTok and on Google, and I'll be announcing it on Twitter. Water conservation is an incredibly important issue. It's a complex issue. It will be necessary to find some solutions to this, not just because of ongoing climate change, but because of continuing population growth in the American West and in other parts of the country where water is a precious resource, and where a lot of our water laws are, practically speaking, outdated. Part of the gentle revolution, the silent evolution of American politics that I and my running mate, Governor of New York, Kathy Hochul, hope to inaugurate is to have difficult but necessary conversations about topics like this, for which environmental activists as well as farmers and ordinary Americans will need to be involved because we all use water. It's a necessity of life. But we also all need nature, and the Hetch Hetchy Canyon is a sunken gem of the American National Park System. You think Yosemite is beautiful? Well, if you ever read John Muir and read about what it was like to travel through Hetch Hetchy to see the waterfalls, you too would do everything in your power to get that dam removed, even if it meant getting creative about ways of using less water. And that would include a taxation to water users and water abusers, individuals who exceed particular amounts. Americans don't like to be taxed. They don't like quotas. They respect their freedom. But water is provided as a public service, as a public utility and particularly now in the face of climate change, wildfires, and droughts, we all need to work together to solve this issue. I'm making this broadcast from the Pulgas Water Temple really to thematize and dramatize this particular issue. I think it's essential. I truly believe that any future president of the United States, the next president of the United States, will have to talk hard truths, will have to be conversant in the language of water rights, in climate change, wildfire prevention, and the only way that that candidate is going to do so is going to be talking and listening and traveling throughout every state in this country, which is exactly what I intend to do beginning this fall on my We the People listening and traveling tour. I'll be joined by my wife Camelia for some of that. She is a librarian at Stanford. And I'll also be joined by my running mate, Kathy Hochul, who is a fantastic woman, and I'm looking forward to getting to know more and traveling on the road with. So I absolutely hope that all of you will get the chance one time in your life to visit Yosemite, and I hope that soon you'll be able to visit Hetch Hetchy Canyon. It is and will be one of the gems of our national park system. It absolutely will happen during my tenure as the 47th President of the United States, and I definitely hope that Kathy, as the 48th President of the United States, will continue this legacy as well. I'm going to finish this video at 7 minutes and 17 seconds, as I often do, by walking you backward to the Pulgas Water Temple itself. This is where water from the Hetch Hetchy Dam comes and is deposited into a nearby reservoir called the Crystal Springs Reservoir, and it's where most of the drinking water for San Francisco and for Silicon Valley comes from. Certainly this part of the valley where I live and where I call home. The water I drink comes from Hetch Hetchy. It's Sierra snowmelt. I do love it, but I love nature more, and I'm willing to make the sacrifices in my family, and I think everyone needs to. Bradley out.